Guys, welcome back to SNTTV. We've just watched a 1-1 draw today in the FA Cup. Our first foray into the FA Cup, and it's against Dereham Town. Good game, probably on the balance of it. We would feel that we've created enough chances there to score, certainly in the second half. See, what do you make of it? Yeah,
I think you hit the nail on the head. I think come out a bit slow and a bit flat for me in the first half. You know, that wasn't, you know, when you look at on the back of Tuesday night's performance, how we finished that game and how strong we were through 90 minutes. You know, you're probably, you know, everyone's geared up to expect the same, and we were a bit flat, we were a bit slow. Obviously, you know, gifted them a goal that we should be able to deal with, you know, a lot better than that. It's, you know, a very flat ball into the box without really any pressure, and you're giving them something to hang on to. Do you know what I mean? And their shape was good enough without the ball, so you know they came to kind of frustrate us. As we do at half time, we try and get the right information into them to obviously create more chances to get us that goal. And I think the info given to them was, you know, right, but I don't know whether we just give ourselves too much to do to try and get 2 goals, 45 minutes, you know, crank up through the gears through that 45 minutes. I just think, you know, we gave ourselves probably a bit too much to do in the second half. But like you said, I think we had good opportunities in the second half to at least hit the target, and you know, for one reason or another, it just didn't fall our way. So on to Tuesday. Yeah,
we had good chances in that second half, and chances where, you know, the keeper really didn't make any saves, did he? They've had a few goal chances flash across the box. One right in the dying moments there where Matty Nolan, I think, could have tripped and fell over it, might have gone in, but that's how it goes some days. We could have played for 2 hours tonight and perhaps we wouldn't have scored, who knows?
Yeah, you know, that's, you know, I want, you know, it's not being negative, but it's a disappointing thing. I did put that in the programme notes today, that I think, you know, when I look at the Bolton game, I look at Biggleswade, look today, you know, we're still having like, a lot of possession, but without making the keeper make a save, and a lot of teams are playing against us, and you know, at times Nave's having to probably make too many saves, and that's something that we have to address and be better at, and the word, you know, is ruthless, you know, having that killer instinct. So I totally agree with what you're saying. I think, you know, with the based on the possession, and like I say, I'll go back to the Bolton and the Biggleswade game, enough possession and enough shooting opportunities, the keeper must be making saves.
Nave, their goal came from a free kick. I didn't have the best angle of it from my camera tower, but what did you make of it?
I mean, firstly, it's a silly free kick to give away. I don't think we should be giving away free kicks, because teams that, as he said, both boxes, I hadn't had to make a save either, so you don't give them a chance to load up your box with their one opportunity and get a goal from it. And I think Z's right, we have to defend it better. Maybe the lads were a little bit too high, maybe the whole man was ineffective, and I think we got caught out in their first real, you know, chance to hurt us really, and it's disappointing that we've conceded a goal in that manner, especially from a set piece. They've got no height in their side compared to what we have in our side, and as he said, it's a low flat ball, and we should be gobbling that up all day. In my opinion, someone's lost their man, and you know, we know who it is, he knows who it is, and that's football sometimes.
Just casting our minds back to Tuesday night, 4-0 victory against Histon at home. A complete performance really, wasn't outstanding, but what we did do, we done well, and we took our chances very well, didn't we, Z? I thought Drew's finishes on the night very good, Ryan Frater's very good, and to be fair, Jay tucked one in at the near post as well. The keeper, just one of those moments where he sat down to make a save at the far post, and it's gone near post. It's all went right that night, didn't it?
Yeah, I mean, like I said,
hold it! Next one! You're in there! Off you got Mark one! Have a shot! That's up! Onside! Off, just stay in front! Half of that's right there. Stay in front! Half of that's right there. Yes!
I mean, like I say, it's, the difference like between Sawyer today, Billsway, is just like you said, when chances presented themselves, we were clinical, we're ruthless, we're hitting the target, taking the keeper out of the equation, and so I think it was an all-round complete performance in the respect that you're never going to have a game. Even it doesn't matter who you're playing your way. Even today, you're not going to have it. You're not going to have the 99% possession. It's going, the other team are going to have a spell. That is the nature of football. But it's important that when you have your spell, you score goals. And I think any time we sort of had our spell, or we really cranked it up, and we passed the ball crisp, it was quick. We got the ball in around the front men. Then they're having opportunities. The time they've got to size up the goal, have their shots. You're giving them an extra second. And I think Drew and Frakes and Knowles and Chris Dillon, all four of them know where the net is. So it's about us giving them as much time to sort of assess the situation. So I think 9 out of 10, as they've shown throughout the season. I mean, Frakes' goal today, fantastic finish. He's shown. He's shown since he's come exactly what he's all about. We all know what Drew's about, and we know Knowles can nick a goal. We know Dills has got goals in him as well. But for me, Tuesday was just a complete performance, sharp. They're a young, inexperienced team without a win. And we played that way. We really took them to the sword, and really got them on the back foot. And yeah, of course, at 3 and 4-0, they're gonna have a go. What they got to lose, and there's a bit of complacency setting for us. But I think what you're saying is that when the games are tight, so I look at Portland again, I look at Biggleswade, I look at today, I think that's where we have to then set our goal to say, okay, we've got good forwards. You've got one on the bench in Knowles today. Obviously, Dills is injured, but then you've got 2 on the bench, and I think between the forwards, probably had 1 shot on target between them, and it's not their fault. I'm not singling them out, but I think that's the difference. Tuesday they probably have 3 or 4 goes at having a shot on target, and then naturally the percentages increase, and then that's where you get the sort of 4-0. But I think we've been threatening to do that. I think we've had some good possession. I think we've been pleased enough overall how we've been playing and moving the ball. Probably not so much today. Like I said, I thought we started flat, but I just think it's just that last bit in that final third. The crosses coming in the box, like Nave's saying. Flat cross comes in, we can't deal with it. We put a flat ball in, and that gets smashed up the pitch 30, 40 yards, you know what I mean? People don't give us them sort of chances. So, like I say, we'll get better. The work that you do with the TV and stuff, we look, analyse at the games, and we take it on the training ground. And each game we just try and get better, try and get stronger.
Yeah, we've already seen the impact of players coming back from injury. One stands out a mile for me, Lewis Hilliard, Tuesday night and today. He's lethal down the flanks, isn't he?
Yeah, I mean, I'll give that. Yeah.
Lou, I think Lou was a different class Tuesday. Obviously, we know what he can do on the flank. We know Hilliard at his best is the best, one of the best, if not the best in the league. I think he grew into today's game. Okay, he didn't have the same start and finish as he had Tuesday night. He grew into the second half, and Lou will know that. And I think, as he says, in terms of when you're looking at chances, when you look at the front 2, they're there to do a job. But in and around them, you look at your 2 boys wide, your 2 midfielders. That's who are ultimately 9 times better to creating chances for them. So they have to be on song for your forward lads to come to fruition. And I think everything was on song for everybody Tuesday. We haven't had our own way, and sometimes that's where you're looking for that little bit special creativity in and around the box to make sure you're getting more chances and converting more chances. I'm
starting to see a few more glimpses of Drew's, I suppose, stereotypical finishing. He scored his second goal on Tuesday night, where the ball's come across and he's almost just swept it into the far post. Today there's almost a carbon copy opportunity. It was very late in the game, so I guess tired legs, and he's ballooned it over. But in that moment I thought, oh yeah.
I mean, like I say, come back, and like I say, most people put everything, like I say, he's late. Drew, like I said there just after, in the office, I said, he worked his socks off, and just naturally, is he going to take a little bit more out of them? Coming into this game, but like I said, I think what we have seen is the finish that Drew can score. But believe you me, there are a lot more different finishes to come from him. Do you know what I mean? Inside the 6-yard box, out. I don't think we've even seen him outside the box. The man is deadly from outside the box as well. But what we've got to respect is coming from injury. He scored goals coming from injury. Is he firing on all cylinders? No, there's still a lot more to come. But like you say, as long as he improves with each game, he still finds a net. Then I say he only gets stronger. He'll only make us better. So yeah,
I love the way he creates that space from us. It will drift in towards the 6-yard box, but then he'll pull straight
Don't tell the defenders, bro.
I can cut that. Cut.
Giving away a secret, man. He ain't going to be happy with that.
Every time he goes in there, he's back out again.
I mean, that's what good goal scorers do, man. They have to create their own space. Sometimes the game is tight. You go and stand up against a defender, cross comes in, you know, with his size, without being disrespectful to him. You know, big 6 foot odd centre halves, they can sort of get him out of the way. But at least, you know, what he has to do is find that bit of space, and, you know, it's his movement along with his finishing. Because you can have it, you can be a good finisher with no movement, you ain't getting the chances. Do you know what I mean? Or you can have the movement. You know, it works both ways. So with him, he's got the movement and he's got the finish. It's just probably unfortunate. I think he probably only had really one chance. It fell to him late. I think if he probably has another couple of sighters, like what Freights did with Freights, he probably had 2 or 3 opportunities today where he sort of swung out with his weak foot. Yeah. But you can hear him talking to himself. I've got to get a goal. A goal's coming soon.
We're talking Nathan here, not Ryan.
Yeah, Nathan. Yeah, a goal's coming. And I think by the time that next one comes to him, it's almost like his 3rd or 4th sort of opportunity. His mind is in the right frame of mind. But where you know, Drew sort of probably that's his first real one. He probably has another one after that. Then I would say probably that next one gets tucked in, and that is the life of a forward. But listen, we've got no problems with our forwards. I think everyone can see we've got good forwards, you know, whichever combination we play. But as Nathan rightly said, it's what's around them, the crosses coming in, the sort of service they're getting. You know, they had a little hole man in there screening the front men, so it wasn't easy to get the ball into the front men's feet. So other players have to come and, you know, I think like Lorenzo, I think he came on and caused their back four a problem because impact he got at them, and arguably could have had a couple of goals on the day if he sort of like put his foot through the ball. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, you know, we'll roll on to Tuesday. You know, as much as they will want to get in the next round, so will we. You know, what we know is it's going to be a tough game. You know, we've got a long way to travel, and as we always do, we'll give it everything we've got.
Just one thing about free kicks. We've had a lot of free kicks today, and what's the ethos? What's the, without giving too much away, how do you go about these free kicks? Because are you guys for drilling routines, or is it just a case of seeing how the guys feel when they're walking up to it?
I think sometimes it's state of game. I think players will kind of, if they fancy it, you know, you look at people like Hilliard, Roberts, Freighter, who believe it or not can score a free kick, Arthur who's shown he scored a couple of free kicks this year, Jay Davies likes to do it, and I think sometimes you can have your best free kick taker on it and the worst, who you believe the worst is, and it's just on the day how they execute it. What I would say is probably over the course of a season, I think at times we don't commit to the free kick enough, so it's kind of just dollied in there or looped in there rather than really going for it. And I think a free kick is kind of all or nothing. Obviously, in and around the box, we like to try and put a hand on and play and be a little bit more clever, because I think you come up against more robust teams that with size are going to just head it away and it's just making it a battle. So we try and be a little bit clever and a bit more creative. I think sometimes though you see a chink in their armour, and sometimes you just have to put it in the box into a good area, is what we're asking them to do, and let's see if they can defend. Because sometimes you have to see if a back four can defend, because then you might unlock something else by not just keeping doing the same thing that's not working. You have to try something different.
I mean, just to follow on to what you're saying there, I think what you're saying is that we've had a lot of free kicks, a lot of corners, and nothing like nowhere. And I think that that's a disappointing stuff. So whether it's been dead balls, you know, things are floating over the bar, or we're not committing. And like you say, we have routines that we go through, and sometimes, you know, people get on the park, they forget. You know, and then sometimes, you know, we've only got an hour and a half with them, probably Thursday. You know, can you spend half an hour when there's probably bigger areas to sort out? Do you know what I mean? So it's sort of like you're not doing it, you know, a full-time club. You spend whole day, you know, Thursday, Friday, set piece. So we don't sort of ram it down their throat, but we know every now and then, maybe, you know, every few sessions here and there, we'll come up with something new. But you know, how many can you do? You can do 3, 4. You start going 5, 6, 7, 8 different routines. Let me tell you now, players walk on the pitch and they even forget the very first one. And sometimes, and that's a God's honest truth. So it is a bit like Nate's saying. It's just, sometimes it's on the day. You know, we've seen them have a couple of routines. They never did any of them today. Do you know what I mean? It's just a simple ball in the box. They've scored, no routine. There's a ball in the box. Whole man ain't dealt with it. It's come flat. Someone's lost their man. Goal. To me, that's how football is sometimes. It's about putting the ball in the area with quality, and people committing to the ball also. Whether it's a straight free kick up, you know, just, you know, you're shooting free kick, or you know, a cross one from deep. I just think sometimes, as he said, we don't commit to it either way. There's a cross I saw today, I won't say who did it, he didn't even reach the box. You know, we're crossing the ball from a deep area and it's not even getting in the box. You know, the man's just standing on the edge, just clearing the ball away. Listen, man, you can do all the routines in the world. If you can't put a ball in a good area, you're not going to score. So it's something again that we'll address. And we watch, you know, like again with what you do, we watch, and you know, it's an area that it sounds like you're not happy with it, but you can see, come on lads, and it's an area that definitely, like I've said it at the end of the game, you know, for what we had in around their box and free kicks, you know, we haven't served up, you know, anything for them to defend, you know, and that is disappointing.
I think on the flip side of it, when I look across and we watch videos about across the games and games that you remember, we've had a lot of free headers from corners and free kicks, a lot of free headers where we haven't hit the target. And I think when you look at the percentage of free kicks to free headers, I think if some of those chances convert into goals, I think that's not an area of concern. I think it's not so much in terms of the quality, in terms of maybe the execution of the cross, but also sometimes the execution of the header. Someone's just going up there to header it, or they're really going to header it and header it down. And I said we've had a good percentage of free headers that end up over the bar, wide of the target. But again, it's the same as a forward, maybe on a one-on-one that doesn't finish. That's things that will either happen and sometimes it won't.
Well, guys, clean slate for Tuesday night. Best luck with the replay, and talk to you soon.
Cheers, mate. Take care.